Welcome to our deep dive into the world of TikTok influencers. With the rise of artificial intelligence, it's becoming increasingly difficult to distinguish between real people and AI-generated personalities online. Today, we'll explore how to spot whether your favorite TikTok influencer is actually a real person or a sophisticated AI creation. We'll walk through key signs, common tricks, and the latest technology behind these digital personas. By the end of this video, you'll be equipped with practical tips to help you navigate the world of social media with confidence. Let's get started by understanding what an AI influencer really is. AI influencers are digital personas created using artificial intelligence technologies. They can mimic human behavior, appearance, and even emotions, often fooling audiences into believing they are real people. These influencers are programmed to interact, create content, and build a following just like their human counterparts. Understanding this concept is crucial because it sets the stage for recognizing the subtle differences between AI and real influencers. Let's look at how these AI personas are crafted and why they're so convincing. AI influencers exist for several reasons. Brands and creators use them to reach audiences in new ways, experiment with content, and maintain a consistent online presence. AI influencers never get tired, can post at any time, and are immune to scandals or personal issues. This makes them attractive for marketing and entertainment. However, their presence also raises questions about authenticity and trust. As we move forward, it's important to understand the motivations behind creating AI influencers to better spot them on platforms like TikTok. Deepfake technology has revolutionized the creation of AI influencers. Using advanced algorithms, creators can generate highly realistic videos and images that mimic real people. These deepfakes can be so convincing that even experts sometimes struggle to tell them apart from genuine content. On TikTok, deepfakes are used to craft influencers who look, sound, and act like real individuals. This makes it harder for viewers to distinguish between authentic and AI-generated personalities. Let's explore how deepfakes work and their impact on social media. Spotting AI-generated content requires a keen eye. Look for subtle inconsistencies in facial expressions, unnatural movements, or odd speech patterns. AI influencers may have flawless skin, perfect lighting, and rarely show imperfections. Their responses to comments might seem generic or overly polite. These signs can help you identify whether an influencer is real or AI-generated. Next, we'll break down each of these clues in detail so you can become a savvy TikTok user. One of the most telling signs of an AI influencer is their facial expressions. AI-generated faces often struggle with subtle emotional cues, such as micro-expressions or spontaneous reactions. You might notice that their smiles seem too perfect or their eyes do quite match their emotions. Real people display a range of imperfect, natural expressions, while AI influencers tend to look polished and consistent. Paying attention to these details can help you spot the difference. AI influencers often display unnatural movements or gestures. Their hand motions, head tilts, or body language may appear robotic or too smooth. Real people have spontaneous, sometimes awkward movements that AI struggles to replicate. If you notice repetitive or overly controlled gestures, it could be a sign that the influencer is AI-generated. Observing these physical cues is a practical way to differentiate between real and artificial personalities on TikTok. Listen closely to how an influencer speaks. AI-generated voices may sound monotone, lack emotional depth, or have odd inflections. Sometimes, their speech is too perfect, without the natural pauses or filler words that humans use. If the influencer's responses are always grammatically correct and lack personality, it's worth considering that they might be AI. Comparing speech patterns is a reliable method for identifying artificial influencers. AI influencers often interact with followers in a predictable, formulaic way. Their replies to comments may be generic, polite, and lack depth. Real influencers engage with their audience, share personal stories, and show genuine emotion. If you notice that the influencer rarely deviates from scripted responses or avoids controversial topics, it could indicate an AI presence. Observing engagement style is key to spotting artificial personalities. AI influencers often maintain a consistent, flawless appearance across all their videos. Their skin, hair, and makeup rarely change, and lighting is always perfect. Real people, on the other hand, show variations due to mood, environment, or health. If you notice that an influencer never has a bad hair day or always looks impeccable, it's a strong sign of AI involvement. This consistency is hard for humans to maintain, but easy for AI. Pay attention to the influencer's background and environment. AI-generated videos often use digitally created or repetitive backgrounds. Real influencers film in diverse locations, showing changes in scenery and props. If the background looks too perfect, lacks depth, or repeats across multiple videos, it could be AI-generated. This clue helps you spot artificial content by focusing on the setting rather than the person. AI influencers often follow predictable content creation patterns. Their videos may be released at regular intervals, with similar themes and styles. Real people tend to vary their content based on mood, trends, or audience feedback. If you notice that an influencer's posts are always on schedule and lack spontaneity, it's a sign of AI involvement. Recognizing these patterns can help you identify artificial personalities. AI influencers may have unusual follower patterns or engagement rates. Their audience might grow rapidly, with many generic profiles following them. Engagement can seem artificially high or low, depending on the algorithms used. Real influencers build relationships over time, with diverse followers and authentic interactions. If you notice strange engagement metrics, it's worth investigating further. Investigate the influencer's history. Real people have a digital footprint, including older posts, collaborations, and personal milestones. AI influencers may lack this history or have only recent, polished content. If you can't find any information about the influencer outside TikTok, it's a red flag. Researching their background helps you determine authenticity. Use reverse image search tools to check if the influencer's photos appear elsewhere online. AI-generated images may be unique or show up on multiple platforms as stock photos or avatars. Real influencers' images are usually tied to their personal accounts and history. This technique is a practical way to verify authenticity and spot AI-generated profiles. AI influencers often use unusual or generic names. Their usernames might include random numbers, generic words, or lack personal meaning. Real influencers usually have names tied to their identity or brand. If the name seems odd or doesn't match the content, it could be AI-generated. Paying attention to naming conventions is another clue in your investigation. Check if the influencer collaborates with real people or other influencers. AI influencers may only interact with other AI profiles or avoid collaborations altogether. Real influencers often work together, attend events, and share behind-the-scenes content. If you notice a lack of genuine collaborations, it's a sign of artificiality. Look at the influencers' brand partnerships. Real influencers work with brands, promote products, and share sponsored content. AI influencers may have generic or non-existent brand deals. If you notice vague promotions or a lack of real partnerships, it could indicate an AI profile. This clue helps you assess authenticity through commercial activity. AI influencers often produce videos with consistent, high-quality visuals. Their content may lack the imperfections found in real videos, such as shaky camera work or background noise. Real influencers sometimes post casual, unedited clips. If every video is perfectly polished, it's a sign of AI involvement. Video quality analysis is a useful tool for spotting artificial profiles. There are technical tools available to analyze influencer content. Software can detect deepfake elements, analyze speech patterns, and identify AI-generated visuals. Using these tools, you can get a scientific assessment of authenticity. While not foolproof, technical analysis adds another layer to your investigation and helps you make informed decisions. The rise of AI influencers brings ethical questions. Should audiences be informed if an influencer is AI-generated? How does this affect trust and transparency on social media? Real influencers build relationships based on authenticity, while AI influencers challenge these norms. Considering the ethical implications helps you understand the broader impact of artificial personalities. AI influencers may also raise legal concerns. Issues like copyright, identity theft, and misinformation are relevant. Real influencers are accountable for their actions, while AI profiles may operate anonymously. Understanding the legal landscape helps you navigate potential risks and protect yourself online. AI influencers can affect viewers psychologically. They set unrealistic standards for appearance, behavior, and lifestyle. Real influencers share struggles and imperfections, while AI profiles present an idealized version of reality. This can impact self-esteem and expectations. Recognizing the psychological effects helps you approach social media with a healthy mindset. Let's examine a real-world case study of an AI influencer on TikTok. By analyzing their content, interactions, and background, we can apply the clues discussed earlier. This process demonstrates how to spot AI-generated profiles in practice and reinforces the importance of critical thinking when engaging with influencers. Comparing real and AI influencers side by side highlights the differences. Real people show imperfections, emotional depth, and varied content. AI influencers are consistent, polished, and predictable. This comparison helps you understand what to look for when evaluating TikTok profiles and reinforces the importance of authenticity. Here are practical tips for spotting AI influencers on TikTok. Observe facial expressions, analyze speech patterns, check engagement style, review content history, and use technical tools. Combining these strategies increases your chances of identifying artificial profiles. Staying vigilant helps you enjoy social media responsibly. The future of AI influencers is evolving rapidly. As technology advances, distinguishing between real and artificial personalities will become even more challenging. Staying informed about new developments and tools is essential. The digital landscape will continue to change, and your awareness will help you adapt. Let's summarize the key points covered in this video. We discussed how to spot AI influencers by analyzing facial expressions, speech patterns, engagement style, content history, and technical clues. Understanding the ethical, legal, and psychological impacts is crucial. By applying these strategies, you can confidently navigate TikTok and other social media platforms. Here's a practical checklist for identifying AI influencers. Check for flawless appearance, analyze speech, review engagement, investigate history, use reverse image search, and look for collaborations. Applying this checklist makes it easier to spot artificial profiles and protect yourself from misinformation. In conclusion, the world of TikTok influencers is changing with the rise of AI-generated personalities. By staying informed and applying the strategies discussed, you can confidently distinguish between real and artificial influencers. Remember, authenticity matters, and your awareness is the best tool for navigating social media. Thanks for joining us on this journey into the future of digital influence.